Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome in. Here's some Palo. I already cleansed and all that. Okay, so this one might be a long one today, and I also am not sure if I'm going to just do this as a TikTok message of the day or if this will actually turn into a YouTube read. So we're going to start it off as a TikTok message. If it goes longer, because I'm not recording with the 10-minute limit today, because I don't know how long this message wants to go, because I feel like it is very prominent and I feel like there is multi-parts to it. And actually, let me light some more candles. I do have my crown candle lit. I'm lighting my sacral, and I'm also going to light my throat. I really got to make some more of these. They're going to have to be unlabeled though, because this isn't my logo anymore. Actually, these don't even have my logo on. Okay. Anyways, what was I talking about? Okay, so today's message, and what's crazy is that, so again, if those of you don't know, a lot of my messages come in the physical, and then I have to interpret them and figure out what the spiritual meaning is behind that I need to share. A lot of stuff that I receive are meant for others that I'm meant to share out, like in a not like specific people, but like general. Now, if I am around somebody specifically, or I'm doing a personal read, then that's a little different. I do get messages for specific people, but this is like a general kind of thing. It's also affecting me personally, but a lot of my messages come from talking to giving general messages to other people and then listening back to the message, and then there's like subliminally something in there for me. Okay, so I have to start off. So I started a new anime, and it was like kind of impulsive because I usually don't like to have too many going at one time. Like, I really like to focus, but at the same time, most animes are like short, and like I'm a binger. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll binge a 24 episode show in like 2 days. So it's like I don't like waiting. So like 24 episodes is like a show, like it's nothing to me. So I get very upset when I'm drawn to shows that have like small amounts of episodes, because like I want more. And I get really drawn into content. So, okay, so I started this anime because I saw this clip, and lately I've been into like the romance animes, but not like slice of life romance. Like, I still need to have like that dark fantasy kind of, vibe. But anyways, so I saw, and the ones that have the most for me, like the forbidden, like passionate, are the vampire animes, because a lot of it's like forbidden, like don't do that, and it's sexual without like being sexual, love that. So anyway, I'm into that lately. Well, I always have been. My cat's named after Zero from Vampire Knight, if you guys are gonna get that reference, like, but he's named Zero because he looks like him. Well, anyways, we're getting off topic. Anywho, so okay, so I was drawn to the anime. I feel like no one's gonna listen to this, but I don't care. I was drawn to the anime, The Case Study of Vanitas. Okay, so if you don't know, it's set in 19th century France in Paris, and it's giving steampunk. It's giving Interview with a Vampire. It's giving like homosexuality or homoeroticism, because there's technically none of that happening. It's really giving. So, which I don't care. Love is love, right? But there is also like intimate, like blood-sucking moments with like, hetero blood-sucking, whatever. But there is this interconnection with these two main characters, which is Vanitas and Noe. And I think Noe is supposed to be the main character. There's a point to me telling the story. And Noe, the point is Noe is very naive, okay? He's like a younger vampire. He's been training under this, he calls him his teacher, who is kind of mysterious to us. We don't really know him in the beginning of the second season. And he comes in contact. He's supposed to be going after this book called the Book of Vanitas, which, it can supposedly curses vampires. However, Noé goes on a mission from his teacher to see what the Book of Vanitas really is. And in the first episode, he meets Vanitas, who is like a reincarnation of this. I'm not getting into the whole thing, but essentially it's a reincarnated human who is given the gift of like Vanitas. And he has this grimoire, and but he uses it to heal vampires, which you don't really know why. You don't really know much about Vanitas. He's very egoic, very arrogant, very flamboyantly like all about himself, like I'm gonna do what I want, blah blah blah. But Noé is like infatuatedly, like as the show goes on, more infatuated with him and like needs to know more about him because he's so mysterious to him, which kind of drew me to his character too, because I didn't like him at first, but now I'm like, oh, I kind of like him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't really know what's going on. And I think Noé kind of, I mean, let's be real, vampires are like all bisexual, right? Like sexuality doesn't matter to them. It's all about like the blood and like your scent and like, who you are. So Noé is like instinctively drawn to him for some reason, and he doesn't know why. And it's just intriguing to him. Like, he needs to know more about him. So anyways, the message today, getting back to not anime talk, the message today has to do with discernment. Okay, so if many of you, and I've talked about this before, how 6 minutes of me talking about anime, ridiculous. Anyways, many of you have heard me talk about in the past, recently, how I've kind of been in, like, I wasn't doing videos for a little bit because I kept getting the same message, felt really stagnant. So I was watching this show, and then I listened to this message today. And then I had someone reach back out to me that I haven't talked to in a while, because instinctively I kind of know what they're after, even though they tell me something else. So discernment is a gift. Okay. It's a lot. You hear a lot about claircognizance, clairsentience, clairaudience. You hear a lot about the clairs, but you never hear about other spiritual gifts. One of those spiritual gifts is discernment, and it kind of falls into the claircognizant category. But I feel like the message, if you're going to resonate with this, if you've been stagnant like I have, if you feel like nothing's happening, it could be because you have been connecting more with yourself in order to build this gift of discernment. Now, I know discernment is one of my gifts. I've always been able to do this, even when I was very young. And it has something to do with your intuition and being naive. And that's why I brought up this anime. Intuitively, Noé knows that Vanitas is different. Okay, he knows something's there, even though every vampire around him is like, what are you doing? Because he's a human. Vanitas is a reincarnated vampire in a human body. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's a reincarnation. Anyways, so he's human. He's not a vampire. So everyone's like, he's bad. And Noé's like, I don't think he is. But he's like, he's not really trusting himself, okay? That's where the message is, because a lot of us are naive and not trusting our intuition, and we might be talking about things to people, and these certain people that we're talking to are coming back and giving us the feedback of, oh, that's not real. Like, that's not right. I've had people my entire life where I know for a fact that they feel this way. Like, I just know. I just connect with it. I just know. And they're like, that's not right. And I'm like, yes, it is. And then they make you think that you're crazy because it's like, well, they're doubting, you're doubting your intuition because someone's telling you you're wrong. That's what the message is about. Discernment. So the discernment is like knowing, the gift of discernment is being able to know what someone's true colors, right? You can just know. It's like, okay, I know what you want from me. I know what you want from me. I know what you want from me. And not doubting yourself. Not falling into that, is my intuition wrong? Like, doubting yourself. Okay, and I just had this conversation with someone yesterday because I know what this person wants from me, okay? I'm not stupid. Even though in the moment they're telling me something else. And I'm like, okay. So I just play along with the game, you know what I mean? So then and there's another part of this. So I feel like telepathy and telepathic communication in like a higher realm is a thing. Now, I feel like I've been receiving telepathic communications from a certain person, and I asked this person what they think about that, like if they think that I'm crazy or like, and I explained the situation and they're like, well, I just think it's bad, like you shouldn't do that. And I'm like, okay, but is that serving your purpose or my purpose? So essentially, discernment is like not always trusting, just knowing what someone else, like what their underlying thing is with you, right? And that's why I think we've been in this kind of seclusion to really trust ourselves about what we want, what we don't want. This is why I said the other day in the message, we have to get very clear and speak about what we want and what we don't want, because I'm going to do this into two-part, because I'm going to do the channeling and then I'm going to do the cards, because this is really long, but it's really important. The reason we've been in stagnancy is not to hold us up. It's because we're learning to discern what we want and what we do not want to accept in the future anymore. We are at the very end of a cycle. The music I'm playing is 999, or that I wanted to play. It was very like giving steampunk. Do you know what I mean? I was like, ooh, I want this, but then it wouldn't load. But it was 999. We're right at the end of a cycle, and it's like, now is the time. Like, are you going to revert back to what you were, or are you going to move forward into what you know you want? So the intuition discernment is the gift that we're developing. That is a new gift coming online for a lot of you, of, oh, that person's not genuine. I probably shouldn't trust what they're saying. Do you know what I mean? It's like, who am I cutting out of my life, and who am I trusting and who am I not trusting? And that's what this is. It's coming into more of yourself, not settling anymore for what you used to settle for in the past, or, you know, what you've dealt with in the past, what you've accepted in the past. That's what this is. And that's what this read is going to be about. I'm going to use the working deck, because it's giving, like I said, the show is giving homoeroticism, which I think both of the characters are adorable and like very attractive. So I don't really care. Like, love is love, right? You do you, boo. So like, and this deck is all female. So I'm going to use the working deck. I might actually use the twin flame deck, because I feel like this is a precursor to twin flame union, because, and it's also twin, if it comes out, I don't know. And that's why I don't know if this is going to just be TikTok or if it's going to go to YouTube as well. But the Hierophant's on the bottom, and the Wheel of Fortune. And I was listening to a read today, and the Hierophant kept popping out to her, and I'm like, okay, well, this deck is still sitting on my altar here with the Hierophant on the top and the Wheel of Fortune underneath, and it's an anime deck. So I'm like, okay, there's something here with that Hierophant card, which is guidance. Like, look, he looks like this is like symboled like a monk, right? Very Miroku energy from Inuyasha. So that's where we're going to go. If you guys want to follow along, thanks for listening to my ranting. If you want to follow along, go follow me in the next video for the cards. Bye. Okay, guys, welcome back. If you followed me for the part 2 for the cards. Sorry, I've ranted for like 11 minutes, but that's channeling, right? That's what it is. Okay, so again, we're going off of this idea of, we're continuing this message of, what is it called? Discernment. Okay, so we're going to see what the working deck has. And again, I'm not really sure what's going on, but I feel like this has something to do with not being naive to other people in our surroundings, not trusting everybody, and kind of building this discernment piece, okay? And that's why I think the working deck wanted to come, because it might be what we have to put in still. Like, if you've been feeling this journey, but you haven't really been like learning to trust your intuition, this is what it's calling for, okay? Again, if the part 2 goes too long, I'm going to finish it off on YouTube. So I'll let you guys know at the end if you need to follow me over on YouTube, because I'll load the whole video over on YouTube. Okay. All right. So we're starting off 4 pentacles on the bottom here. Okay. I have not shuffled these. I literally pulled them pulled them out of here and put them over here. I don't pre-shuffle. I don't do any of that bullshit. I do it all on camera. Four of Pentacles. This is like needing to let go of what we thought we knew to build anew, right? Like it's almost looking halo-like, okay? Up here, and then here's 3. It's like the expansion. She's like holding on, trying to hold on to this past energy. And it's like might not be able to hold on to these people, these situations anymore. Like, it's almost like enlightenment, and that's why I'm burning the crown candle. This is an activation of the crown. Also, just so you guys know, I am going to go over on YouTube. I have to do a client chakra clearing today, so I might actually do a collective chakra clearing and post that on YouTube as well. Maybe I'll post like a clip of it here so you guys can see like what that is. But if you want to a collective chakra clearing and you feel like that's good for you, it's like a cleanse, you can go watch that too once I do that. Okay, the Hierophant again. What was I saying? The Hierophant, you're being guided to this. Like, this is a guidance that's happening. I don't use this deck very often, but again, it's giving. 9 of Wands. Victim mentality. It's giving not wanting to be. It's defending yourself. You're being guided to, sorry, I'm trying to tap in. You're being guided to defend yourself. Okay. And that's what this Hierophant energy is. And it's like, you're being guided to no longer accept what you've accepted in the past. Let that fall, the 4 of Pentacles, let that fall down and let the new you emerge with it. Like, no, this isn't good enough for me anymore. That's the discernment. That's what you're learning how to do. The moon, there is a new moon. No, lies. Full moon in Pisces, the 7th, I believe, 7th, 8th, 7th, something like that. I don't know. Look it up. The full moon in Pisces, it's the start of eclipse season. We've been prepping since that first new moon in Virgo. The moon might reveal something. The moon might actually bring this full ending. If you're still in contact with somebody keeping you down, that's another message I got. If you're still in contact with someone bringing you down, or you're finding it hard to end an old relationship that like you know isn't good for you, this full moon is going to help you do that. The Hermit. This is that, what was I talking about? This was that feeling stagnant energy. This is what, like a lot of us, if you're on my journey with me, what you've been through. Some of us could be a step behind where you still need to let this person go out of your life. I already did that months ago. But some of you guys might be on that journey now where it's like, you need to let this go. You need to follow your discernment. Like, you need to understand that this person is no longer a part of your journey, and it's not like a bad thing. It's just, they're not on your path anymore. And this is like that hermiting, like seeing that light, like trusting yourself and knowing that you're developing your own sense within yourself. That's beautiful. Like, that's spiritual that's another awakening in itself. Spiritual growth. Yep. Page of Wands, following the new spark, falling down the rabbit hole, following the white rabbit. I really like how the wands, the wands to me lately have been like coming at snakes. I don't know why, but I'm feeling that energy. Also, I'm getting a new set of nails put on tomorrow, and they are anime related, and I'm real excited about them. Okay, 9 of Cups. Yeah, it's for your wish fulfillment. You're being asked to follow now with that Page of Wands. You're being asked to follow your wish fulfillment. And this is what we were talking about the other day. I think it was either in this, I forget if it was the shadow message of the day or the message of the day, about deciding what you actually want. Like, not being afraid to go after what you want. And this is that piece where it's like, okay, you might have other people come in, or you might have someone there and you're like, this isn't actually what I want. Like, this is what I want now. Like, it's going to test you. Ace of Cups. What's really going to fill your cup? That's what I was just talking about. Like, what do you really want? 4 of Pentacles again. It's going to bring a foundation shift. All right, we're going to go with that because that brings us full circle. All right, for the collective spirit. These cards are kind of sticky. For the collective. That's the King of Cups. Okay. All right, on the bottom, Keeper of Pentacles. That's the King of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is all about building your own empire as the King of... I feel like we're showing up, because they're all women on these cards, we're showing up as the King of Pentacles here, okay? We're showing up as the King of Pentacles. We're nurturing the empire that we're building within ourselves. This doesn't have to... I mean, it is Pentacle energy, so it could be like present, like physical, but at the same time, I'm also getting this like empire that we're building up within ourselves, like this really building into ourselves, right? Okay. This came out last. For some reason, I wanted to take it there, though. Okay, so what do we got here? Three of Cups in the reverse. So this to me is saying, the first card that came out is Three of Cups reverse. This to me is saying is we're not connecting with anyone else right now. The Three of Cups reverse, some people see the Three of Cups as, in this case, I'm seeing it as like celebration, gathering. And this to me is saying, we're not meant to be around other people right now. We're meant to be, or where you have been, has been with, again, that hermit energy, secluded within yourself, not connecting with others. Because like, and this is also like, not, I don't want to say not trusting what other people say, but this is about learning yourself, building that empire within yourself, building up your self-confidence, your self-nurturance, building up that part of yourself in order to move forward here at the, look at that, 3-3. Building up that self-confidence to move forward, building something new. Remember we saw that Four of Pentacles where the fourth pentacle was her enlightenment and the three underneath had to go? This is the expansion after that, moving forward in an expanded new energy. A new, building something new, right? With that Nine of Pentacles. Not caring or not bringing anyone with you. Then we had the Eight of Swords and the Death card. This part, to let this go, might be really tough. This is like the ending, and this is being tied up about it. So, and look at, that's so giving 19th century. I just want to see what the cards look like. Yeah, Cavendish, that's funny. Okay, so, it's giving like One Piece. If you know, you know. Okay, so the Death card and the Eight of Swords, this could really be letting go of this idea or these people or like this mindset. It's not a mindset, it's people. It's not, this isn't a mindset. This is about discernment. This is about trusting yourself when others are around. This could be really hard for you to do, to rebuild yourself within yourself, okay? This is why the Hermit has been so important with the discernment piece, okay? Keeper of Cups, Eight of Wands, because then what happens is the King of Cups, who we've been seeing in a million effing reads, then comes in for communication. It is so important that you let these people go. This whole, like multiple people, Three of Cups, this is something that's keeping you a third party separate from this King of Cups, okay? And this could, again, I think it's another person. It could be more than one person. It could be one person. But you have to make space. You have to unhook yourself, allow the ending, because death is an ending and a rebirth, right? You have to allow space for this new person or this person from the past to come back in, okay? Now I'm going to take it to a YouTube, okay? So, for those of you who are going to follow along over from TikTok, the YouTube read, I'm going to post everything. So if you don't watch the channeling and you want to watch all of it, feel free. But if you just want to watch, this ending part and you follow from YouTube, because I'm going to clarify this. If you're going to follow over, it's going to start at like 11-ish minutes, but the channeling is going to be in the front, so maybe like 22 minutes in there. But anyways, if you're going to leave it here, you don't want to see what's going on with the clarity of how this is going to work out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. But if you are, go follow me on YouTube and you'll see the whole read. And my new nails tomorrow. Woo! Okay, guys. Love you guys. See you later. Bye. Okay, so we're following it over from the TikTok read, okay? So now we're going to clarify. So we have, thanks if you followed me over. Woo! Please like, share, and subscribe. Love you guys. Okay, anyways, I'm available for personal reads. Just reach out. DM me, whatever. I'm Trish B Healing on all platforms. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. YouTube, it doesn't matter. Just message me somehow. Okay, so I'm curious to see what this Three of Cups reversed is. And again, the Hierophant was on the bottom. I am going to shuffle these though. Three of Wands reversed. Again, not being able to move forward with these people. That's crazy. Why is this all reversed? This isn't reversed. Well, that's weird. Maybe I have it upside down. No, I don't. Whoa, these cards are all reversed. Hold on. I'm going to flip them over. Okay. That was crazy. Okay, so the Three of Wands reversed, right? There's no movement if you keep these people in your life. It's just not going to happen. This is a crown chakra upgrade. This is about discernment. This is about knowing who is good for you and who is not good for you, and who you should talk to about certain things and who you should not. Sometimes you have to keep shit to yourself. There's the Queen of Swords. Right now, you are not, look, it's upside down again. You are not in Queen of Swords. You are not trusting yourself here. You're not doing that. Why is half this deck upside down? You are not trusting yourself. She is a badass. Like, look how beautiful she is. Ugh, I can't. Okay. You need to start trusting yourself as the Queen of Swords. And this is like, you need to be logical. You need to say, this is what I want. This is what I'm not settling for. This is it. Right now, you're a little wishy-washy where you've been in the past. We are no longer in wishy-washy energy. We are now like, nothing else is cutting it. Like, if this ain't it, this ain't it. Sorry, not sorry. This ain't it. Five of Pentacles. Yeah. By staying in this past energy, you are keeping yourself out. What you need to do is flip it around. Bring yourself back in. That could also symbolize like needing to cut people out. Eight of Swords. Yeah, I feel like this is being tied up about sending people on their way. Temperance. I just saw her. You need to balance it out. Very giving Odahime vibes. If you know, you know, Bleach. Okay, so this is balancing it out. This is yourself. Trusting yourself. Learning to trust. Like, learning your intuition. Like, okay, what's my head and what's my heart? What's too much? What's too little? Like, you know what I mean? Balancing it all out. You're getting help. Angelic help. We saw the Hierophant twice. You have help. There's the Tower. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen the Tower in this deck. And there's the Six of Pentacles. This is the moment that's going to balance this out. There's going to be a Tower moment here where you're going to see it. He looks like a dark elf. Sorry, I'm analyzing the card. Okay, so what I think the Tower is going to be that's going to balance this out, you're going to see this person's true nature. That's how you know the gift, you've received the gift. You're going to see this person's true intentions. And there's the Three of Cups. Someone that you thought was your friend or like meant to be in your life, you're going to see their true intentions, and then you're going to be like, this isn't balanced at all. Like, what is going on? That's what you have to cut out. Yeah, that's what you have to that's what you have to cut out. That's what this Three of Cups reversed is. Can I have one for that? That'd be so funny if the Tower fell out. Three of Cups reversed here, Spirit. Judgment. Oh my God, this is a lot. Judgment, Page of Wands reversed, Three of Swords, and the Fool. So this Three of Cups reversed, cutting this out, Six of Swords. This is moving on. Six of Cups. Moving on from the situation in the past as the King of Swords. So again, this is logical. And we're no longer queen now. We're king. Like sitting. This is also a Bleach reference. This is, shit, what's his name? I can't remember his fucking name. Uchiha? Something like that. Yeah. Bleach. Anyway, so this is very like logical. This is like you no longer caring, like cutting, like definitely detaching yourself, discernment, detaching the emotions and just going strictly like, I'm not settling anymore. I'm not doing this. Like this is not an option anymore. Final decision here, right? Listening to the call, having your final decision, going about what you want. Knowing that this path isn't for you anymore, not following this path. Okay? It just might be like, it's too immature for you. Like the pages are immature energy and this might not be it. Like you're a king now. Like you're showing up in king, queen energy. We're not following page energy. That's not it. Three of Swords could cause a little bit of heartbreak. Could be a little painful, but it's for your new beginning. And look, she's like holding the star. That's healing. It's for your new beginning. Okay. So this might cause a little bit of pain. It might not be comfortable, but when the hell has spiritual growth ever been comfortable for anybody? Never, right? So it is what it is. Like, trust yourself. I've made a lot of decisions in the past years about just going off of my intuition, just based off what I'm feeling. And since my discernment, like since that piece, that gift has grown with me, I listen to it more and more. And let me tell you, sometimes in the moment, it's strictly, I'm going off of intuition. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh my God, did I make the right choice? Like, I can't believe I fucking did that. But it's like, I'm like, just, what's the word? Intuitive. It's not intuitive. It's like, like I'm just following what is happening. Like it's almost like a channeling coming out in the physical. Like I'm just following my channeling that I'm getting. I'm just following what's going, like I'm flowing with what's happening, with coming in. And then afterwards I'm like, what the hell? Like what happened? So sometimes I feel like I should apologize, but I'm like, I'm not apologizing for anything. Like I'll explain to you, but like, I don't think apology is needed. Okay, so then we're going to do, let's clarify this Eight of Swords and the Death card. Why are you hung up about this ending? Eight of Swords and the Death. But again, this is bringing you into union. I think that's what you need to understand. Okay. Yeah. All right. So the Eight of Swords and the Death, this being tied up about this ending, Queen of Wands and the Emperor. Wow. He's giving vampire, is he not? Okay. Hold on. Let's see the rest. Eight of Swords again. You're really tied up here. Ten of Cups. Okay, so essentially this is necessary, once again, to get to your Ten of Cups. Eight of Wands, and to bring in communication about your Ten of Cups. Oh, and there's the moon again. It's hidden. Might be revealed during the full moon. Okay, so I might have to go further into this, but I feel like tied up about this ending, or I feel like it could also be what you're not seeing is that by you ending this might be what you're not seeing that you need to understand. By you ending this, by you stepping into your power, you're becoming the Queen of Wands, drawing in the Emperor. Okay? You could also feel like the reason this is so hard because you're going against your power to cut out the Emperor, but it's not. By doing this, it's kind of reversed. By doing this, you will be in your power to draw in the Emperor. The Emperor is attracted to the Queen of Wands. The Emperor is like Aries energy, okay? The Emperor is giving like power and alpha and all of that. This could be super hard because you could have two alphas and you really have to know where to give your power, okay? Like I love him. I'm so ridiculous right now. Okay, Queen of Cups reversed and the Eight of Swords. This is separate. So this, I think, is the energy that you're going to gain, what you're not seeing. You're not seeing this. You and your power draws in the Emperor because the Emperor is intrigued. He doesn't want some like sissy woman. He wants a strong ass woman. You need to be able to like go toe to toe with this Emperor. But if you're exuding Queen of Wands energy, you're not like a pushover. You need to stand in your power. No man wants a woman who doesn't know what she wants. We don't want this. By detaching from your emotions, by detaching, and this is what I'm talking about with stepping into the swords energy. By detaching emotionally, you might find that really hard. Eight of Swords, the Queen of Cups reversed. It's really hard for you to detach emotionally and trust your intuition. Because you feel like your emotions are intuition, but that's not always the case. That's why discernment is so important here with the crown chakra. Sometimes claircognizance needs to win over clairsentience. Okay, emotion isn't always intuition. And you have to have a balance. That's why that temperance was there. You have to have a balance of like, okay, I need to look at this objectively. Like you might love this person. They might be saying all the right things. Like you're my twin flame, but like, I don't think you are. Like, I feel like you know. That's what we're learning, discernment. Like this is innate to me. This comes naturally to me, but it doesn't come naturally to everybody else. This is why you could be hung up. This death could be super hard because it's hard to detach from this feeling, this emotion, right? But here's it is again, the Three of Cups and the Hangman reverse. Like you need to unhook yourself from thinking this person or this community or whatever this person is meant to be in your life. That's how you get to this. That's why this death is so hard, because you're very emotionally connected, and that's why the Three of Swords is here. There's lots of threes. Threes are expansion energy. This is a upgrade. This is spiritual growth. This is hard. This is not easy shit we're doing here, okay? Once you can unhook yourself, that's this. Once you untie yourself from the emotions, once you go into your Queen of Wands, once you look at this objectively, King and Queen of Swords, again, alignment within yourself, logical alignment. Then you can unhook yourself from this Three of Cups, this other person that's standing in between you and your Emperor, okay? This could be alignment within yourself. If there's not another person in the picture, this could be your inner Emperor. But for most of you, I'm seeing this as another person. A sexy man. Sexy, powerful, hot, passionate. Okay. Dude, I watched way too much fucking anime. Okay, so Eight of Wands, and then here's the Eight of Wands again. So double confirmation. Eight of Wands, Keeper of Cups. So now the Keeper of Cups, the King of Cups, we've been seeing coming in as this intuitive king, right? As this king who is now the Emperor, because he's trusting his intuition. He's already done the work. Like he's had to let go of the opposite and trust his intuition and trust his emotions. All right, what is the Eight of Wands, Tiki of Cups? Four of Cups reverse. That's coming out of isolation. This person's coming out of isolation. This could also be you. I'll clarify that Four of Cups further. Three of Wands for movement. Now we have movement. Before in the past we did not. I don't understand why half this deck is reversed. Strength. Yep. It's gonna look it. It's gonna take strength. Is that a girl or a guy? I think that's a girl. Does she look like she's not beat the fuck up? She's beat up. This is not easy shit. I like this deck because I like the strength card in this deck because it's tough. This is not easy. This is hard. It was tough for me to let go of that person that I had to let go of. That was tough. Tough. I did think they were my twin flame. I did. I truly did. Hello, Moon. Okay, we're done. Seven of Wands. So we know how I feel about this deck. In this deck, the cards are kind of split up different, and some of them I see as two separate energies. So the Four of Wands, the Seven of Wands here is technically, Seven of Wands is defending, but in this deck I see it as movement forward towards your movement, the Three of Wands, towards your new beginning, your happiness, the Four of Wands. So sevens are all about knowing. Again, oh my God. Sevens are knowing. You're knowing, you know that doing this, you are going to have movement, Three of Wands, towards into your new life, your portal. That portal energy, eclipse energy, moving into your happiness, Four of Wands. 11-11, new portal, new energy, new gateway energy. Knowing, moving. That's the discernment that's coming. Okay, so what we had, this movement from the King of Cups. Moving out of isolation, moving, mirrored energy, moving, what's on the bottom? The Death reversed. What is that? Not allowing an ending. I don't know. Hold on. That might not resonate at all with this. Okay, so moving out of isolation, literally. After having the strength. Okay, so here, having the strength, this could be during the full moon. This could also be the unknown, with not seeing what's coming. Okay? I'm curious what this Four of Cups is. What's the Four of Cups reversed? I feel like we got a sneak peek here with this Queen of Wands and the Emperor, which I'm going to look into further then. What's the Four of Cups reverse here? Who's that for? The movement. Yeah, more movement. So Four of Cups is moving forward. Three of Pentacles for expansion. King of Swords. Temperance. Look at that. Moving, so the Four of Cups coming out of emotional isolation is fated to happen for expansion for the King of Swords after they balance out. This is us now, again, logically, after we balanced out. Yeah, for the Lovers. Oh, okay, this was the Lovers reverse from someone that wasn't our actual twin flame. That's why it's the saying coming out of emotional isolation, because we're no longer keeping our emotions tied up to this one person. We're now opening ourselves up, moving to open up the Three of Wands. That took a lot of strength during the full moon. This is going to happen. If you are not already away from this person, this is going to happen on the full moon. You're going to have that Tower moment on the full moon. Yep, look, there's the opportunity. Ace of Pentacles. Yep, for the ending. The world. King of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. And then there's the King of Wands coming in to build something new with the Queen of Wands. Okay, what, wow, that was fucking crazy. Okay, I want this. I want to see what this is. What's the Queen of Wands and the Emperor here? This is you and your power drawing in this Emperor. That's a 4 card. That's foundation, new foundation. That ties back into the beginning of the very beginning of the reading with the 4 of Pentacles. Queen of Wands, the Emperor. Or maybe I gotta do them separate. What's the Queen? Queen of Wands and the Emperor. Let's see. 8 of Cups. Emotionally walking towards... No. Okay. To do this, remember we said we saw that earlier and you have to detach and all that stuff? Walking away into rest. This is how you do that. This is walking away from that 3 of Cups. Yeah, this was like the future. So it's walking away from that 3 of Cups into seclusion here. And then once you do that, once you detach, then you come back out of isolation. Once you've had appropriate rest period. What's the Queen of Wands? I think that might be what that is. You get to the Queen of Wands by resting, by being in hermit. Queen of Wands, let's see. I'm noticing this card too. It's sitting up here, the 3 of Swords. Again, yeah, it's gonna hurt, and you might be really hung up on it. The Hangman again. You don't want to let go of this. You have to. Well, you don't have to. You can do whatever you want, but you're just gonna repeat a cycle if you don't. Yeah, you won't have any new beginning. That's so funny. Okay, so I think I got the Queen of Wands. What's the Emperor? Oh, yeah, I did. The Hierophant. Look at that. Guidance. What's the Hierophant? Maybe the Emperor is the guide. You're being guided towards the Emperor. Queen of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords reversed, and the Empress reversed. Okay, the guidance towards the Emperor. Okay, the Queen of Wands, hold on. The Queen of Wands is emotionally walking away from this situation and going into hermit mode. The Emperor here, I'm trying to figure out if this is information for you or the Emperor is being guided. Guided towards the Queen of Swords. Guided towards this woman who knows what she wants. Who's balanced out, letting go. Mentally letting go. I feel like there's something here. There's the Ace of Swords. That's the truth. Okay, the Emperor comes in. Once you balance yourself out, more balance here, by being logical, by being truthful as to what you want. And you mentally let go of what you think you can't have, what you can't create. It's all about, again, not listening to other people and balancing out that you can have whatever you want. What is it that you want? Look, deciding what you want and moving towards it. The 5 of Wands, conflict within yourself. We're not doing that anymore. Look, we got 3 aces. We had the Ace of Pentacles. Here's the Ace of Cups, and here's the Ace of Swords, and there's the Sun. Oh, there it is. The Ace of Pentacles. Look, right here. Seeing the truth. Seeing the truth. Deciding truthfully what we want. Balancing that out. Deciding that we're not settling for anything but what we want. Equal give and take. What we actually want. Emotionally letting go, mentally letting go of the fact of thinking we can't create that, thinking we can't have what we want, thinking we can't get this Ace of Cups, and moving towards, out of conflict, deciding to move to the new day, brings deciding to move brings the opportunity, and there's the new day. Because we've built this within ourselves. We've built up this empire of ourselves within ourselves. Then comes the communication, releasing us from the devil. Ooh, that could also be passion. Not all devil energy is bad. Shadow worker. Okay, so this is giving crocodile. Anyways, I mean, I don't see a hook hand, but it's giving. Okay, so anyways, guys, that's what I freaking have for you in this message, this discernment message. I love you guys. This was kind of like not a very long one, but I wasn't meaning it to be long. I love you guys. Again, I am available for personal reads. Reach out to me any way you want. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.